Hey guys and girls, Fish Finder Coach Hugh Cosquella. In this quick video, we're going to go over how to use the GPX file conversion tool. This is going to be a really helpful tool for us when we're editing our waypoints. We can then change the name, the icon, the latitude and longitude. We can start to organize it so when we do use our filtering tool, we can really start to dial it in and make sure our waypoints are showing us exactly what we want to see. Because if you're like me, a lot of the time I go on my boat, I'm just going to hit that flag button twice, hit that waypoint button. I'm just going to leave the name as waypoint 10 and leave it as the default icon. So that really stinks for me. So this is going to be a good tool for us to come back to when we're off the water, making sure that we can label everything exactly how we want it so we can plug it back into our fish finder and know where everything is. Make sure we can, if we got a pattern of brush piles, I know where every brush pile is on the lake, or I know where every rock pile is on the lake. This is going to be a really helpful tool for that, making sure we know what every waypoint is. So what this tool is going to do is it's going to convert a GPX file, which a lot of time you're going to get from Lowrance and Garmin fish finders, into a CSV file. A CSV file is a comma separated values file. You can open this in Excel, Numbers, Google Sheets, any file like that, or any program like that, and edit it to change the waypoints, the icons, exactly what we were talking about before. This will work for Humminbird as well. You can get a Humminbird file, which is a lot of time going to export from a Helix as a HWR file. This won't work for HWR file. You can use this in two different ways. You can convert that HWR file using this GPS visualizer tool and convert it to a GPX XML, which will then work in our tool. This is a problem because it won't change or won't keep any of the icons that you have on your HWR file if you do end up changing them. For a guy like me who doesn't change my waypoint icons ever, this is fine. I don't have them anyway. I'm just gonna have to figure out what they are. If you do have icons on your HWR file, you're gonna have to go ahead and use Humminbird PC, which is a PC only program, and that will be able to export as a GPX, and it will keep your symbols, and it will keep the names, it'll keep everything. So those are two different things to do if you have a Humminbird file. A lot of the time we can select a GPX file if we have a Lowrance or a Garmin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use one of my Lowrance files, and I can say I'm actually going to go ahead and change this from a Lowrance file into a Humminbird file. And the icons are not going to be the same. They're different names, so I'm going to have to go in and I'm going to have to change it. So right now I've got my Somerville GPX file loaded on here. This came from my Lowrance. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to convert to CSV. I can go ahead and leave this as converted waypoint CSV, download it. I'm going to open this newly created file, and I can see this is all of my waypoints from Lake Somerville. And I can see the name of them, the latitude, the longitude, the icon of them. And on Lowrance, some waypoints you can have different colors of. So for instance, a green circle and a blue circle. This is the same icon, just different colors of it. I said that I want to change this from a Lowrance file into a Humminbird file, and I want to make sure I can keep the same waypoint icons. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the Fish Finder Coach website. I'm going to open up this file. I've already got it opened up here, and I'm going to zoom out, and this is what I'm going to have to type in the icon column on the Google Sheet, the Numbers, or the Excel spreadsheet to make sure that I can keep the waypoint icons similar and not lose them. So I'm going to go ahead and slide everything over real quick so I can see this is all my Lowrance icons. Tree, rock, boat ramp, that's the name of them on this Lowrance spreadsheet. Since I want to change this to a Humminbird Helix, my other fish finder, I want to make sure I can keep the same icons. So I'm going to have to go ahead and I'm going to change it. A lot of time I like this timber icon. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have to change this symbol to be timber instead of tree. And I want to make sure that I keep the same capitalization from the spread or from this PDF file I have onto the Google Sheet, the Excel, or this Numbers file. These fish finders read these icons a certain way, and if they're not capitalized correctly like I have in here, it might not work. We also are going to have to be thinking about how long the names are. Lowrance, I can put a pretty long name for my waypoint. But on this Humminbird Helix, for example, they can only be 11 numbers or characters long. So this spawning area, I'm going to have to change that. I'm probably going to have to delete that and just make it spawning. So I can come through and I can change every single one of them. I can go ahead and I can change timber for all these. I know that those are, I'm going to leave all the same. Oops, why didn't that change? There we go. I can go ahead and I won't be able to have this color. Hummingbird doesn't like colors, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and delete those colors. And I'm gonna have to say spawning area. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna make that a bass. So I'm gonna go ahead and just type bass in here, making sure that I'm keeping it capitalized. Making sure that I'm gonna have to go back and I'm gonna have to delete this and make sure it's 11 characters or less. I'm gonna do this for every single one of these waypoints that I want to change. I can go ahead and change the latitude or longitude if I want to. What I'm gonna do now that I've edited this, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna make this new Somerville.csv. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna save it in the same file for this video. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna export this to CSV. I don't wanna save it as a numbers file. I wanna make sure I export it. So this will be the same thing if you go from an Excel or Google Sheet. I wanna make sure I export this as a CSV. So I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna say new Somerville.csv. Save it there. Go back to the Fish Finder Coach website. And I'm gonna say, hey, this was a Lawrence file initially. I'm changing it to a Hummingbird file. That's what I just changed all the icons for. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna select Hummingbird. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna select this CSV that we just edited, and then I'm gonna convert it to a GPX. I'm gonna say this is my Somerville Hummingbird.gpx file. I can go ahead and export it, and now if I have a Solix, I can go ahead and just import it right to a Solix, because Solix will take a GPX file. If I don't have a Solix, I'm gonna have to go ahead and convert it back to a HWR file. This won't work if I go from a GPX to a HWR. It will lose the icons. So I'm gonna have to go back and use Hummingbird PC to then convert this GPX file back into an HWR file. So hopefully this tool helps you guys editing your waypoints, making sure you have the right icons. This will really help me, especially going out of the water and seeing where every single brush pile waypoint I have is on the lake if I get on a pattern to fish brush pile. So hopefully this tool helps you guys. Make sure you guys follow the rules that are on this PDF file, talking about the icons, the capitalization, the amount of characters that you can have in the name. Hopefully this report helps you guys, and good luck out on the water.